Guys, today I will be sharing a very delicious, easy recipe called monkey bread. For the bread dough, we need 1 packet of yeast, which is 8 grams or 2 and 1/4 teaspoon of yeast, 2/3 cup of warm milk, 60 grams of melted butter, 1/4 cup plus 1 tablespoon sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 3.5 cups of bread flour, and 2/3 cup of warm water. So to begin, we're going to get 1 tablespoon of sugar, add this to the 2/3 cup of warm water, then add the yeast. Mix this and let it rest for about 5 to 10 minutes or until the yeast is bubbly. So after 5 minutes, this is what the yeast looks like. We're ready to make the bread dough now. So in a stand mixer, or if you don't have a stand mixer, you can use your hands to knead the dough. Combine the milk, butter, then the yeast. Combine the salt and the bread flour. Give it a mix. Then add this to the wet ingredients. Don't add the bread flour all at once. Check the consistency first. So start kneading. Once the bread flour is absorbed by the liquid ingredients, you can start adding the flour again. So once the flour is all in, continue kneading this for about 8 to 10 minutes or until the dough is smooth and elastic. So this is about 8 minutes of kneading. This is now ready. As you can see, the dough is very smooth and elastic. So in a bowl, I have a little bit of vegetable oil. So form the dough into a ball, just like this. And then roll this with the oil. The oil is about half a tablespoon to 1 tablespoon of oil. Cover this with cling wrap and let it rest in a warm spot for about an hour or until it doubles in size. So while the dough is resting or rising, we're gonna prepare the other elements. So this is 1.5 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 cup of packed brown sugar, 1 cup of butter, a cup of sugar, 1 cup of pecans, which is optional, and 1.5 teaspoon of vanilla. So in a Ziploc bag, I put in the pecans. I toasted these pecans, by the way. If you don't have pecans, you can skip this out. Then just smash the pecans, but not too much. You still want to see chunks of pecans. If you like, you can chop this up as well using a knife. So this is the texture that I'm looking for. Now we're going to set this aside. Now melt the butter. You can melt the butter in the microwave if you want. So once the butter is melted, we can add the 1 cup of packed brown sugar. At this point, you can take this out of the heat. The heat should be low. My heat is turned off as soon as the butter is melted. Now we can add 1.5 teaspoon of vanilla. Now add the pecans. Just add all of it. Now we will set this aside. We're going to prepare the next element. So combine the half a cup of sugar and 1.5 teaspoon of cinnamon. set this aside as well. So I forgot to press the record button and I started slicing the dough. So I will put this back into a bowl and let it rise again for 15 minutes. Just for you to see the whole procedure. So the dough has doubled in size again. And now we will slightly flatten it. Make sure that it's not too thin. And then cut this lengthwise. Doesn't have to be perfect. So at this point, we're going to cut the dough about 1 by 1 square. Just do your best estimate. This doesn't need to be perfect. So continue doing this until you finish slicing all the dough. After cutting the dough into little squares, we're going to roll this into the sugar cinnamon mixture. Just like this. You don't have to do it one by one. You can do 5 to 6 at a time to make the process quicker. So make sure to roll all the doughs into the sugar. Make sure that all the sides of the dough is evenly coated. So this is what they look like now. We're going to assemble this soon. So I have a band pan. And this is the dimension of the pan. We're going to spray this with oil. Or you can brush the oil. Now we're going to add half of the caramel pecan sauce that we made. Then put in the dough. Just drop this randomly. Once all the dough is in, then on the top, add the remaining caramel pecan sauce. And then we will cover this with cling wrap again. And then we're going to let this rise for about 30 to 35 minutes or until it doubles in size again. And this is what it looks like after 30 minutes. Now we're going to bake this in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 35 to 40 minutes. And this is what it looks like after baking. Now it is important to let this sit for 10 minutes before unmolding. Don't wait longer than 10 minutes because the caramel will start setting and it will be hard to take the monkey bread out of the band pan. So if you have a timer, time it at least 10 minutes. And this is what it looks like. And this is our finished product. I can guarantee that you're going to love this. It is so good. So I hope you give this a try. You will not be disappointed making this, and it's so easy to make. And just to show you what it looks like, this is the bottom part. The bottom part is crispy on the top and it's pillowy soft inside. It's hot still. This is what it looks like inside. It's so soft. So much for watching. I hope you do like and subscribe if you're new, and I hope you keep on watching every week. I do upload every Wednesday. Bye for now. Thank you.